To approve.
So moved.
In a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, agenda approved. Thank you. And it's the approval of the May 14th meeting minutes. Motion to approve the minutes.
So.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Let's see, board member reports. Any board member reports this month?
Well, I'll share that we had a wonderful Thursday evening conservation dinner. So it was, for those of you who got to join us, what a fun time, and hopefully the rest of you will get to next year. We had a really good turnout, and I absolutely loved having it back on one of our conserved farms. So thank you to Wayne and the Claxton family for generously hosting us, because it made it extra special to be on a farm that had been conserved. And I think back in 2009 was when that conservation easement went through. So everyone had a very good time, well attended, and a lot of very good feedback from the evening. So and the new format of how it was a good program. I thought was excellent.
Oh, good. Yeah, we got a lot of good feedback from attendees and folks that got awards too. So that was very positive. I think we had about over 100 people there.
Oh, good. I was wondering. It felt like it.
Yeah, it was full.
Pretty full.
Yeah.
No, that was good.
Yeah.
How was the planning from y'all's end?
It's okay. Yeah, the day of, you're always like, oh man, this is like way more than I remember from last year. But then that evening, you're like, it's all worth it. But yeah, it's a lot of administrative stuff on our side, but it's still worth it for sure.
Yes, thank you all very much.
Yeah.
Because I know that takes a lot of extra time beyond just your typical work that you're doing with the easements, and I do think that it's well worth building the goodwill and people remembering the importance of the work and celebrating that together.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Tom.
So,
Ariel,
there's Katie.
how are you? Where's your sidekick? There she is.
There's my sidekick.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Yeah, come on in.
We actually have
From
like
dad.
that.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, we're trying to be in town, so. Yeah.
Make sure
Okay.
they-
Absolutely.
Ariel.
Yeah, good, how are you?
Still blush.
This is summertime, Ariel. I'm always a little rosy.
We got a nice full house now. Should we do some introductions or?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, that's great.
go ahead and start. You want to start us off, Ariel?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm Ariel Zeit, Farmland Preservation Manager. You guys all kind of know me already, but excited to have all the landowners here, and we can kind of whichever way you want to go.
I'm Avni Naik, I'm the Farmland Preservation Coordinator.
Tom Battle, property owner.
Curtis Hawkins, his property.
Hello, Terry Wells, board member.
Wayne Welch, board member. Mark Diaz, board member.
Chase Hubbard, board member, Riceville.
Angelica Kylan with the county's communications team.
I'm Tom Adams, I'm a property owner. Nice dad. My dad's
Katie Greer, property owner.
Kyle Guy, board member.
Awesome. Sweet.
Great. Okay. Okay, any other board member reports? Move on. Okay, applications for VAD and EVAD.
Right, so we have 7 bad renewals. So this is probably going to be the last of the renewal letters that we sent out earlier this year. And so they're all eligible and just renewing their 10-year term.
Motion to approve the renewals, the bad renewals.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That covers VAD and EVAD?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. fiscal year 25 project proposal discussion and vote.
Alrighty, I will jump on in. Oh, I'm supposed to be, sorry. We're doing two different sharing situations on these screens, so let's go. All right, perfect. All right, so we'll jump into the three potential new bond projects. So we have our Mike Adams and Katie Greer property, the Kestrel Herb Farm. So that's just, this is essentially just an overview of the three projects to remind you the ones we'll see today. And then I'll go project to project with a few pictures from our site visit, as well as some details and maps on the property. We also have the Tom Battle property, which is around 167 acres in Candler, and the Curtis and June Hawkins property in Sandy Mush of about 150 acres. So just wanted to show, you know, some images of our fantastic board members at work. Just a few glamour shots of Mark and Kyle. Yeah, right? Yeah, I know you kept like glowing. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know exactly. Don't show the county that they were in the back of a county vehicle. No, we had, yeah. All in all, we had a really great field visit day, full day, and thanks to all the board members that came. We had a good representation. Okay, let me see how I can get this. But here we go. All right, so first visit of the day was Sandy Holler Farm. This is 150 acres off of Bald Creek Road. Curtis and June Hawkins have Christmas trees, berries, pumpkins, fiber arts, a little over 17 acres of prime soils. It is a century farm. It's been in your family over 100 years, and so we're going to help them work on getting that century farm designation. Adjacent to a lot of other protected lands, as you'll see in the next slide. And no future house site planned, 2 existing farmstead areas and a future farmstead area. So we revised the map since the farm visit to incorporate, to make this a bit of a larger farmstead area so that we could have the sorghum shelter and the cabin included. And then this is a future farmstead area for a potential like agritourism pavilion shelter type thing, so that when folks come to get their Christmas tree, they have a place to sit. Grandma has a place to wait, essentially. But we're, yeah, all in all, very excited about this potential conservation easement. Yeah. Here is the red parcel is the proposed conservation easement, and all around it you can see these are already protected lands, and in yellow is one that's in the works. So that shows a big impact in proximity to protected lands. I'm not sure how the board wants to do it. If you want to, I can go through the whole presentation and then we at the end can talk to the landowners, or if you want to do it after each. Do you have preference?
You want to just go through it and then we'll.
Okay, perfect. All right, so here's a few photos from the site visit. There's as you can see on this map, there's a road, that Fargo Road, that kind of goes through the middle. So we had a perfect tour through the property, and just absolutely beautiful. I'll go on to the next project. We have the Kestrel Herb Farm, which is around 70 acres off of, well, I guess it's off of Sugar Creek. Was it Landsy Ledge? Alrighty, so owned jointly by Mike and Katie and Mike's parents, and around 28% prime soils. It's another project in that Lester Sandy Mush focus area. Right now, recently converted, or I guess transitioned from cut flower production to mostly medicinal herb production. also close to other protected properties, and a significant component of agritourism on the property, having plant sales, some elopements, you pick flowers, classes, etc. We also adjusted this map to make this farmstead area one larger farmstead area. It was at the farm visit 2 farmstead areas, but we thought after discussions, it made more sense to have a larger area that allowed for any improvements that they needed, including potential parking and other things like that. And then 2 existing house sites, and then a future excluded house site by the road over here. So that is kind of the general overview. You can see in the next slide the proximity to just the entire like amazing protection that is happening in Sandy Mush, but also the property is very close to 2 other conservation easements held, I believe, held by Southern App and then TNC. So that's another project adding to the concentration of protected lands in Sandy Mush. And then a few, I was talking too much, so I had to steal a couple other photos from the website. But this just shows like just the beautifulness of that valley, and showing part of their medicinal herb drying a processing area that I think you plan to expand in the future.
And Carol, I can send you photos too, 'cause I took photos.
Yeah, I was chatting and not paying attention. But it was a beautiful day, and the place is gorgeous. So I wanted to show some. But yeah. Alrighty. Then last but not least, we have the Battle Forest. So this is around, the property is around 190-ish acres, but the proposed conservation easement is around 167 acres off George's Branch and Candler. It recently was owned jointly by Tom and his sister, and he recently has bought out his sister and is the sole owner now. 9.6% prime soils, and it is a active forestry working farm, or working forest, sorry, logged maybe a little little less than 10 years ago.
It is in the tree farm.
In the tree farm program. So you can see in the aerial map that the active logging roads. It does have an intact ridge line, and this ridge, if you follow it onto the other side, you find the Newfound Valley Ridge. So that's a significant contribution to protecting our ridge lines. Lots of water features on the property, over 10 springs. There's a waterfall we got to see, and this, I believe also this ridge line goes into Haywood County. And also significant viewshed protection, as you'll see in the next farm visit photos. So we don't have adjacent conserved lands, but it is close to our Jasperwood farm conservation easements. You can see in yellow, which should be protected within the next month. So that adds to that regional protection too.
And Ariel, the ridge line right there, it shows that's the Newfound.
Yes.
And then Haywood County is that dark line.
Exactly. So it's a section of the ridge, not the whole ridge, that is in Haywood, and then we have some going into Buncombe. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to this map to just talk about our exclusion areas. So this has been slightly adjusted since the farm visit as well. When we were at the farm visit, we had a larger section over here. The acreage is the same. So 23 acres was always the proposed excluded acreage. And what we did was essentially just reduce the acreage that was in this exclusion and move it over here, because that was what Tom was preferring. And by doing that, we made sure that we didn't have an exclusion along the ridge line, because we wanted to make sure that entire ridge line was protected. So that, and then wanting to make sure we have the ability to have a farmstead area, should there be a need for any farm buildings or forestry storage. So that is essentially that proposed excluded area, and then the rest of the property would be protected.
And so just to help, okay, so where we were on that property, I think I see the little cabin. It's
Yes.
that red area.
The cabin was here, so we drove up, and there's the small original cabin by that waterfall. When we parked at a little an older cabin, and then there was a waterfall, so that was right here. And then I believe we, in some way, drove up here. And then Tom probably knows better for how he drove us up to the ridge, but I'm guessing we ended up here
Right
somewhere.
Yeah, that's our final destination.
Final destination, which
Okay.
has this view. So this was our view at the cabin, which is in the exclusion area on the left.
But we were looking out at the area.
But we were looking at towards the easement. Yeah, exactly. And then this picture is from the top area where we could see, well, from both of these, we could see the Biltmore, the hospital, 40,
Mountain Ridge.
AB Tech, maybe Mount Mid, was it even? Yeah, there was, yeah, I'm trying to remember. Not trying, anyways, so you could see some of those areas from the view shed. Alrighty, so that's a general overview of our 3 proposed properties. Now we have a chance to have the board ask the landowners questions, and then have a chance for landowners to, share anything about their property that they want to.
And it's always nice when we usually go around and let them share something
Exactly.
first.
Yes.
And then we can ask questions, or they can ask us questions too, just so they can tell us some about why they're wanting to do it, and some about the property, whatever they want to share.
Yeah.
This is your moment. You can share whatever you want.
Do you want us to go first? Well, we've been living there for 12 years now, and it's a really beautiful and a special place. I mean, especially for us, pardon me. But yeah, we were really excited about the prospect of protecting and keeping it as a working farm. And I moved from the suburbs and being, living in, we have a nice house and, in our woods or whatever, but being in nature and just around all the natural creatures and plants and stuff has been a transformative experience for me and for raising family there. It's, hoping to pass that on, or the love of that on to the kids, which seems like they're on good track. Yeah. We've always we try to work with natural systems in our farming, and the land has taught us a lot, and it's time we've been there. And I think we're really getting somewhere, more every year.
And very well known in the community too. Everybody I hear people talking, oh, let's go out and pick some flowers, or go to events out there.
That is part of what we strive to connect people with nature, and I think the farm is definitely, it's sort of where the wheels meet the road, in terms of people's relationship to the natural world. So thank you for the opportunity to try and do this.
I will also say that they've worked with Soil and Water a lot, doing conservation practices, and I don't know if you've worked with NRCS or
Yeah.
so yeah, doing lots of best management practices to keep the land protected. Awesome.
Thank you for all that. Thank you for being here. And your dad's name?
Tom.
Tom. Yeah. They got a chance to ask us some questions the other day when we visited the farm. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I mean, they kind of explained what was going on. I'm familiar, I live in Winston-Salem, and so I'm familiar with Piedmont Land Conservancy there. And also the Highlands Land Conservancy here. I have a friend that's on board there. So, yeah, I mean, and I'm,
Mike and I started all of our outdoor stuff well over 30 years ago doing Boy Scout stuff. Both he and my younger son Steve were Eagle Scouts.
Oh, nice.
And,
Cool.
I was out our assistant scout.
My dad's
Yeah. All kinds of stuff.
So that's where I got the love.
Yeah. You gotta start it young.
Yeah. Well, wonderful. Well, I'm glad that you have all that from the
Yeah,
year.
and I love coming out here and working on the farm, mowing the grass, splitting wood.
He works like 12-hour days when he comes.
Oh, nice.
That's a good dad.
Yeah, that's a lot of grass to mow. Yeah.
I know we asked questions when we were out there, but anybody?
I was just gonna ask him what he used to mow it, but just time that.
Heavy stuff I use a tractor.
What color?
That's my question over here.
It's worked out.
The place is beautiful. I love that little pond area. And I love both the dogs too.
I know.
Yes.
They really do it.
Awesome. Well,
We
can move on to- we can move on to Tom.
Listening to the presentations, mine's different. Theirs is more farm. Mine's tree farm. It's a certified tree farm. We use eQuip in our CS over the years. We do best management practices. We did timber some, I'm gonna say 7 or 8 years ago. It's less than 10 to be more accurate. It's been in my family 3 generations. My goal is to protect it against future development or whatever, just so my family can enjoy it for another 3 generations. It is the western view shed for Baldwin County. The photograph we're looking at to the right, we're looking up as the parkway goes up through there. There's a different photograph. You can see downtown Asheville, Old Fort Mountain, where you start down Mount Mitchell, the hospital, Biltmore House, and everything else. So it is absolute western view shed for Buncombe County. Now, like I say, I'm a little different. I'm not a operating produce, flower producing farm. We're a tree farm. So, I think we've talked about it. So I'm a little different in that aspect of, talking with folks and meeting with commissioners and a couple other board members here. So that's kind of my deal, Ariel, anything else I missed?
Do you remember how long it's been in your family?
Since the 50s. Since the 50s. And I recently bought my sister a house.
Mhm. It was left to you by your grandma or
grandmother, yes. And my goal is to protect it. My granddaddy was really a conservationist. And ginseng, ramps, all that stuff. He protected all that stuff over the years. So my family's enjoyed it since the 50s. And I want it to continue to be enjoyed, generations to come. So, questions?
And some of you didn't get to go. Any of you that didn't get to go have any questions?
How often do you log it?
It was logged about 1960. We logged 100 acres, 90 to 100 acres, about a 7-year period. There's another 90 acres up there that probably logged, I'm saying, another 10 years. So what was logged, we had eQuip come in and do the replanting. We did put some pine forest in, that's at their recommendation, and we done white oak and chestnut oak on the replant. And Wildwood Consulting, local firm, they completed the work up there, so.
And you're doing some management for invasives too after that, right?
Yeah. Management for basic species. Once you timber, you get a lot of invasives. And so, yes, that's part of the EQIP program.
How are the roads through there? Are they still pretty good?
You're all over the place. Ask Wayne. Mark.
Mark was driving us.
If he was driving one way, if you're asking if it were paved,
No,
the answer is no.
It was an adventure.
I think I was saying.
They're Jeep roads with water bars,
Yeah, okay.
so
The Polaris does good.
the Polaris does good.
We had two Polaris. We had two Polaris, and it was an adventure.
How are the roads? They're passable on Jeeps, UTV. A Honda Accord, no.
Yeah. And there wasn't, I don't feel like there was that bad of erosion on the roads. I feel like there was, it's rocky. But
I'm trying to push it out.
yeah.
That's a big resource though for that slope to be able to access in different spots and over time. So roads.
Yeah. For management, for sure. Yeah.
The only other point I didn't hear mentioned was the wildlife. There's bear and deer. I mean, we saw
Well,
bear
it
sign.
is- we don't allow hunting up there any longer. And we had Father's Day up there on Sunday. And we saw deer, we saw a rabbit, we saw a turkey with little ones,
No.
and the bears are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, the bears get there, we do have coyotes, but I'm not in favor of those. But they kill too much of the grouse and turkey wildlife. But it is really a wildlife. Thank you for bringing that up. It is really a wildlife
A few different rattlesnakes too, right?
Really, actually go back to the ridge line here, because that's a good point that Mark just made, that
This one or-
Yeah, if you think about it and you look for some other conserved properties are, even though they're not adjacent,
Mhm.
right? Thinking about wildlife corridor.
Yeah.
This is a very important project. In
That's
that,
true.
That's what how it will connect there with Anthony's project down Newfound, as well as you see they're working on. I guess that must be where the state park is in Cameron, right? Is that A and C? No?
That's, I think that's,
Held by
on the upper side of, when you go to Canton and turn left and go all the way to the ridge line, that's right on the Buncombe County line.
Okay.
You spill across into Beaver Dam.
Oh, yes.
On the left-hand side is Beaver Dam.
There you go.
And I-40 is right through the middle of it.
Yeah.
And we do have a lot of bear hunters try to come across the top from the Newfound side because there's no access to this property. Maywood County, there's 11-acre cutout right there that somebody sent me I guess Errol sent me a email about, and it has no access to bear property. The only way to Newfound, and it's actually a landlocked
we were getting quotes from surveyors on all the projects, and he mentioned, is there an access through the property for that
To
parcel?
the left of us is the summit of Asheville, which is that big housing development that's moved in Carter, all the 10-acre sites.
Where is that on just coming along the Buncombe Haywood line, come on down through there, is that what you're saying? Okay.
The summit of Asheville. So they broke it up into about 50 parcels, and they're 10-acre home sites. That's not what I want, but that's what is adjacent. Excellent.
Sweet.
Curtis?
Well, you didn't realize that would we are working for, I mean, I guess, to bring you kind of up to speed on that, I never really liked the cattle business. When I was a kid, I never really liked the tobacco business. So You know, I decided about longer than I'll tell you. Christmas trees. We got started with that. My son came along and actually is a far better tree grower than I would be, but that's just what we do. We do the pumpkins and the produce, the berries, to keep the crew busy. And we have to have several people all year, and a lot of people a lot of times, but we actually, you didn't mention produce, so.
Oh, yeah.
We've got probably about 5 acres of that sort of thing going on this summer, and that's, it's what we do, but part of that is related to, like I said, keeping the crew busy, but the Christmas trees are the prime. That's the deal, that's what we do, what we like. We enjoy the retail with the kids. Of course, we do a lot of wholesale also, but that's the enjoyment in it, and we like it. We want to keep it like it is. Not really excited about having any neighbors in there. We got nobody. And we're gonna keep it that way as long as we live anyway, and hopefully a long time after that. That's pretty much it.
And you grow, or you sell at some farmers markets in the area?
We do some wholesale, but obviously the pumpkin thing just kind of got out of hand, and it's several acres now. The broker gets in. And we actually do a good pumpkin patch for kids, but there's got a serious liability associated with that, and we don't really care to participate. That's why we don't go down the road.
Yeah. Do you know how many people come at the Christmas season to your property? Yeah, I know it's like traffic jam in Sandy Bush.
I would say we would probably get, based on the tree count, you figure about 3 people per tree are gonna show up.
Uh-huh.
And we figured around 2,000.
Wow. Yeah.
We've gone for years now. We know, but like our favorite thing is to go on like a Wednesday.
Yes. I mean, if you can, you should.
And they're still kind of crowded though somehow.
How many trees do you raise? I'm not a board member, but just out of my curiosity, how many trees do you raise per year?
Per year, well, that's in the change process, that's changing.
On average.
On average, we've been at probably for several years, 5,000 to 6,000 trees. And the way our structure is right now, you saw the seasons on the bench. We're putting about 20,000 ground every year. So that'll catch up in a couple of years, and we're gonna have to get back. We were serious about wholesale.
Yeah. That's something that they're starting to do that's very cool. I don't know, is starting their own seedlings.
20,000.
Now, with normal trees and shrubs, weather, whatever, we're gonna be lucky if we harvest 17,000 out of that. We'll be real lucky. But that's kind of weird.
Well, the reason I asked that question because I planted 50 last year.
Christmas trees?
Oh,
yeah.
I think I have 35 still living. So I just thought that was fascinating.
How many trees you got?
Well, snakes and weeds.
We learned many years ago, there's a couple things you don't do with Christmas tree. And the one you don't know, you do it with a camera, or you don't do it. We say it just won't work. And
I put them far enough apart to take the bush hog through, and then we spray.
that works.
So, but I'm at 50 and you're at 20,000, so maybe you're.
But your property would be potentially good for Christmas trees.
Well, that's the reason
there you
we're
go.
That's the reason we're trying them now.
Well, that's good road access.
Yeah,
Market's out there.
It's so beautiful. I'm working on your face.
Yeah.
so good to hear from a professional.
I don't know about that myself, but you talk more about it, I know.
And so you have the capacity on that land where we were to do the 20,000, or are you going to spread out over?
Now, we could swell a little bit more, we might go a little bit, so we got more land, you know, there. We actually might go to Garrett Cove on the inside and do some of that, and some of it. We've got Lester land also, which don't quite further too well, but it's workable for some varieties.
You also grow sorghum, right? And
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That is.
and that's a very very unique Appalachian kind of,
We do that because of the
experience.
not because of other people.
Yeah, but that's so cool that you keep doing it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people stop doing it.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
it's
can't
great.
change that all now. So, question?
So y'all make molasses in the fall? Yeah. Nice.
You can volunteer and hang out and help.
Okay.
What makes that place so unique is not just how it looks, but how many people get to come and enjoy it.
Mhm. Exactly.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a very public facing farm that we have in the county. I mean, similar to you guys having folks, coming on the property to get to experience the protected lands too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think both of your farms are very well known in the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those views from.
Yeah, exactly.
There, my gosh, that is significant. And like you said, I'm glad Mark did mention the wildlife corridor and habitat as well.
It's a great slate of properties, really.
Awesome. Well, any other questions for the landowners? If not, we thank you guys for joining us. We'll discuss and then be in touch and let you know how it goes, but we appreciate it.
Before he gets his savings, I would mind.
Yeah, well, he's now starting to grow them himself.
You can grow your own seed.
And your wife is
I got
friends
mine.
with my friends, so it's just like, I know, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I would love to. No, that'd be really, yeah. Yeah. Good to see you. Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Actually, about that.
Okay, thank you.
We're just
We will experiment.
We planted turkeys for.
Okay, let's see. Farmland preservation. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, that is.
Good to see you, buddy driver.
Thanks, guys, appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for listening, appreciate you.
If I didn't shake your hand, I'll give you
Air 5, yeah, there you go.
See you, Chris.
Thanks, Tom.
Take care.
All right, so next step in the process is then we'll go into closed session. We can discuss the budget, and then we would come out of closed session afterwards to then vote and that
And
type of
this is
thing.
because these are the bond
Yes.
projects specifically, why we're doing this, because we're discussing actual finance.
Yes, correct. And so on the screen, that's essentially the motion you would have to make to be able to. I just want to make sure you had all the jargon.
Make a motion, I'll make a motion to enter closed session pursuant to GS 143-318.11.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, sweet.